Now it's going on, man.
Yeah, I can see it that you're recording. So
Yeah, nice. So, Martin
okay,
Van,
let's roll. Yeah,
let's go, man. How are you doing? Thanks for your time, man.
you're very welcome. Thank you too for for having the interview with me.
That's always a pleasure to be talking to you, Martin. And tell me, we are talking about football in the first time. So you like Brazilian football, man?
Yeah, very much, very much. Luckily, since I think since a year, is the channel ESPN, they bought the rights for the Netherlands football. But because they have this channel, and then in the night when there is a Libertadores or a Copa Sudamericana, they broadcast all the matches.
Yes.
Uh, so I can record that, and so I can see I can see teams play like Palmeiras or Flamengo or like that. So yeah, it's really nice, really nice.
Cool. It's something cool to listen, man.
Absolutely, tell me about it. I love it.
Uh, no, let me. You were talking that you know that Botafogo is leading our championship down here, and I'm cheer for Flamengo. So what do you think about it?
Well, it's crazy because I mean over here, like, yeah, the people, what they know is a really famous team, so they had no idea that Botafogo would actually be playing for the lead. And because the teams that are famous here are Flamengo and lately I think it's Palmeiras is doing good, and all the teams like Santos or Corinthians or whatever. So yeah, it was a surprise to see Botafogo doing so well. Okay, it's not your team, but still, they are from Rio de Janeiro, right?
Yes, for Rio de Janeiro. Yes, my fiance cheers for Botafogo, so I'm in a little bit of problems because she likes to have fun with me in that.
Yeah, but hey, Flamengo will come back. Always.
Always will come back.
Mhm.
And talking about coming backs, man, your Asphyx now coming back to Brazil to do a concert in São Paulo. And what are you expecting about this comeback, man? For such a long time that you were here the first time. It was 12,
Yeah.
16, 17, I can't recall.
Yeah, I think it was 2015, so it's 9 years. But yeah, it's really hard to organize everything. And what we try to do is because it's such a long flight, going to another continent. So we try always, if we can go, to combine several shows in maybe different countries, because it's almost
Yes.
it's too rough to fly only for one show and then fly back again, especially because my brothers in Asphyx, they all have to work, so they'll be dead, after a weekend of one show. So yeah, I mean, it's really cool to this time it's going to be Sao Paulo, and I think a city we never played is Belo Horizonte. We
Belo
played that
Horizonte
show
is
too.
in Minas
Yes, yes,
Gerais.
yeah, we do that too. And then after, I think we do a big festival in Chile, and then we return back. So that will be 3 dates. And
Yes.
yeah, hopefully we can do more in a way like that. The coming years, of course, because we had a fantastic time. Not only in Brazil, because yeah, it was a madhouse. It was really really wonderful and crazy and everything, but also in other countries where we played. So it's really it's fantastic to to fly over, do shows, and do that for the fans that we have over there.
Nice, nice. I do remember that in your first time here, your tour started here in Rio de Janeiro, and you have good memories about it.
Yeah, fantastic memories, fantastic memories. Also because some of us, including me, we were able to fly one day before. So and we knew some people, some really lovely girls who were willing to show us Rio de Janeiro. So we were able to see a lot of the city, all the famous touristic stuff, of course. So yeah, so we got a bit of and apart from that, got a bit the taste of the city. So that was really special. Unfortunately, for example, for Sao Paulo, we flew in. You go to the venue, you play your show, and the next day you fly to Curitiba, something like that. So then you hardly see anything of the city. So yeah, Rio was really special, and yeah, we took of course a lot of pictures, and the show was great as well too. Yeah, we had a good time.
I remember because I was there in that concert, and you've delivered a huge concert in that night. It was a tour for Death Metal album, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yes, you're right. Yeah, was
Yeah,
still for Death Hammer.
Yeah, man. And now we're coming back with the Necrocosmos album. The fans can expect more from this album, or you are managing to do a travel through your career?
Yeah, we're gonna do it like that. So because we hardly, as I said before, we hardly play Brazil and other countries. So for us, it's best to make a good mix of the whole career of Asphyx. So yeah, there will be songs from the Rack until Necrosaurus. Just for what we think is a good mix. But of course, like certain classic songs, we will always play because else people will be disappointed. So yeah, it will be a mix. Yes. It will definitely, there will be enough older songs as well, that people know really good. So yes.
Cool to know it, because yes, like we were talking, that's 9 years, man. That's such a long time, and your fans are willing to have a lot of us fixing on the stage. So I think that they will have a really great time. And now, do you think that you can manage to know the other places like São Paulo, for example?
Yeah, let's hope so. Let's hope so. Because like I said, I think it's first Belo Horizonte, then yes. Sao Paulo, and then after, straight to Chile. So, I mean, we did see a little bit of Sao Paulo, but the city is enormous. I think it's one of the biggest cities in the world. And so yes.
Sao Paulo is one of the biggest cities in the world, but I do know for a fact that is the biggest one in South America.
Okay, yes. Of course, yes, because Mexico is Central America, of course, yeah. Because I thought maybe Mexico City would be bigger, but yeah. True. Yeah, no, let's hope we can see a little bit of it. But the cool thing is that the gig I remember from Sao Paulo was great too, because there was really there were really a lot of fans coming there and really fanatic. And of course we met a couple of friends as well, that we know from the past. So yeah, it will be good to be back and to play. Seriously, looking forward to it.
Nice. And Asphyx is planning to release something new after this tour, or you think that maybe you have to wait for more?
Yeah, we have to wait a bit for more. Yes, because there are some. We wrote a few new things, but it's still not enough for an album. But we're gonna try and work on it next year, and see if we can manage. To have a new one there by the end of next year, maybe the beginning of 26. Not sure, but yeah, we're definitely going to work on it and see if we can put one out, because it's been too long right now. Honestly,
too long, man. Too long for. But I have a question for you, because you told it's a real long flight from Europe to South America, and your partner is in the band, some guys work. Mm-hmm. How can you manage to conceal the work time within the band time? How did it work for you, man?
Well, that's the thing that has to be planned. And that's why sometimes it takes us so long to be able to play, the South American continent, or United States is even more difficult because of the all the restrictions that the authorities put on bands not from the US. But yeah, it's all about planning. And then the thing is that the guys in the band, they all have different professions. For example, Paul, he's a teacher of 7 or 8 year old children. So he's completely depending on the holidays that the children have from school. And then when they have holidays from school, then Alvin, the bass player, has to go to work, so yeah, it's really difficult, but in a way we always manage, and that's probably also the reason why it took us so long, to be able to fly back to Brazil or Chile or Colombia, you name it, But yeah, it's really for the guys, it's really rough, really.
Yeah,
But
it's
hey,
always
it's all for the love of metal, eh?
yeah, it's all love of metal. And I know that you have a lot of love. And you told me that Paul is a teacher, and it has to be a question for him. But I do think that should be interesting that the kids having classes, and then some of them love metal and saying, "Oh, look, my teacher is playing over there." It would be cool to. It happened to you. It already happened to
Well,
Asphyx.
it, well, it happened in a way that, of course, Paul is doing this profession for, I think, longer than 20 years, and now the
Oh,
kids, yeah, and now the kids who grew up, are now
uh-huh.
older. They may be like whatever, 25 or something, and then they, yeah, they say, "Hey, this guy was my old teacher." so, so that's kind of funny, yeah. And sometimes
Yeah, that's
I mean, he's not doing the metal, of course, in front of class because the children are too young. They're still
yeah.
really 7 or 8. But I do,
Oh,
I do know that uh, he told me that sometimes he has an acoustic guitar in the back room, and yeah, sometimes he plays acoustic pieces for the kids. So that's cool, huh?
yes, that's really 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 cool, man.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about it because a lot of guys here in Brazil, and I don't know this is a current thing rolling, but about the renewing of the scene, because people are getting older, and here in Brazil, for example, we are not seeing a lot of new kids coming. There's kids coming to metal. Okay, that it happens, but it's not in a massive way.
Mhm.
What can you tell us about it?
Well, I mean, yes, it's sad that's the situation in Brazil because here in Europe, it's more or less the contrary. Even for us, I mean, as you say, we are indeed an older band. We could
Yes.
we could be granddads sometimes of the kids that come to the shows, but we see, of course, during our shows, we see a lot of older fans, the guys and the women with gray hair, or they paint it, because they are too proud to show they're getting old. But there's also a lot of, really young kids in the front. And that's, of course, yeah, an enormous pleasure to see because that means that metal does have a future. And
Yes.
also these kids, I mean, there's also certain festivals that we play that where there's bands that we go, gee, this is really not, our taste or whatever. But hey, that's what the kids listen to nowadays. They like to hear some kind of integration of rap and hardcore and heavy and metal and all that. So that, but the thing is, at least they are listening to a certain kind of metal, and from there they can explore further into extremities like asphyx or suffocation or old morbid angel. So in Europe, that's what I see happening. So yeah, it's a bit sad to hear that in Brazil there's not much of the case. But
Yes,
yeah.
it's not. But I do think that, like you've told, those kids nowadays they like to listen to these bands that unite rap and electronic stuff into metal. And like you've said, they can listen to it and then they can go further and have Asphyx and Morbid Angel. So do you support those kind of bands into the scene? Is it's right to say it?
It's hard to say. I hardly know,
Uh-huh.
I hardly know any of them of that particular genre personal. What we do know, and that's what we see here too, that there's quite an old school death metal revival going on in Europe. And these younger bands, of course, we meet and we get along really well with them. Like there's bands from Germany, like Slaughter Day or Cryptic Brood, and I've heard something from America called Molder that I really liked. So, and yeah, we get along, of course, with these bands really well. But if you play like bigger shows where there's a big variety in metal, then usually the atmosphere among the bands is really really cool. It doesn't really matter what kind of genre you play. In the end, it's all metal, And when it comes to that, you know, it's just a huge worldwide family, and you're all brothers and sisters when it comes to that, I think, you know. So yeah, you know, it's cool. I mean, it's better if than if they listen, you know, techno house or commercial rap or whatever kind of crap, you know.
Whatever kind of crap. Yes, and you're right, man. You're right. It's better for them to be with us or that without us, if I can say like.
Exactly. Exactly.
Holy, in Holland, man. How can you tell me or tell us here in Brazil how the scene is rolling in Holland is going on, man?
It's going well. It's going well. Like I just mentioned, there is a kind of a revival
Yes.
of you know, of old school death metal, and yeah, especially for us now with Asphyx. I mean, we had, fortunately, after all these years, Necrosaurus landed in the album charts, which was the first time, and it was really rewarding for us to be recognized like that as a Dutch band by, you know, the Dutch audience. And if we play now certain venues like smaller clubs or whatever, we sell out, you know, like 300 or 400 people in a smaller club. So that's really a good sign. And also there's a lot of younger bands, you know, and also good bands that that slowly come up, you know. I mean, Graceless is not exactly a younger band, but they are a new band, and they're doing extremely well too. So it's still. I mean, there's always been a good, strong scene in the Netherlands, and I think it's just, that was kind of the, you know, the footprint, the blueprint of to continue the way it goes now, hopefully.
Yes. That's cool. And Asphyx, I don't recall if Asphyx have some a live material recorded and released. Does it has?
Yes, there is there was a double live album called Live Death Doom.
Yeah, Live Death Doom, I remember, but in video, in home video, do you have it?
Yeah, I think there is one, but I don't know really the name. But of course, there is a lot of. I think there are a few DVDs that came along with the releases. You know, the kind of a special first release, and then they had a DVD in it of certain shows. I think they did. I think there is one of Brutal Assault in the Czech Republic, that festival, and maybe even Hellfest, but also after Necrosaurus, because there was the Corona period. We did a live stream that everybody could actually watch, and I think that's somewhere online too. And maybe we will use that for an album. I don't know. But on the other hand, there is plenty of stuff, you know, that people put online on YouTube if people really want to see an Asphyx show. So
yes, I asked this because nowadays it's so easy within our cell phones and small cameras to people to record it and put it on YouTube. And back in a time, even if I can say back in my time, that because I have 42 years old, I had to go to a store and buy an album or even a home video. And now it's easier. What do you think about it? And how can you see the future of music now, depending on the streaming pattern, like streaming labels, you know?
yeah, well, I mean, the good thing about it is that everyone, everywhere, wherever on the globe, is able to watch a live show, you know, of a band if someone puts that particular show online. And I think there is still some negotiations with record labels and you know, like the how you call that, the songwriting authorization companies worldwide, you know, because in a way it is a kind of a bootleg stuff still, you know. So but as long as that's been dealt with, that then it's okay, you know, then it's kind of legal. But I don't think it will never replace to be there for real during a metal show. You know, it's impossible. You know, you have to be. I mean, there's a big difference between sitting behind a screen and watch a live show, or being really in the crowd and you know, be active with the rest of the crowd and with the band. That's just something that you cannot replace. So in a way, you know, I mean, metal has always been at first a live type of music. You know, even though studio albums can be great, but the reason why you record albums in the first place is to be able to play live, and so people recognize your songs. And so yeah, I don't think that in the end the live music, especially in metal, it will easily survive. Yeah, once the bands are good enough, of course.
Of course.
But there's plenty of them still.
Yes, once the band is good enough, you see, Asphyx has almost 40 years of career, right?
Yeah.
Almost 40 years, man. 40 years of
makes me feel really old.
Oh no, come on, don't feel old, man.
Nah, no.
I can remember because 9 years ago when I saw you on the stage and doing your thing and screaming, and it was so pure. It was raw energy, raw and pure energy, and it's good. Like you said, metal, it's all about a live experience, and we can never forget about it. And you do it, and you deliver it in the perfect way, man. So don't you think you're getting old? Come on.
Well, believe me, if we still go the same way like that, but yeah, it gets harder. If I leave stage right now after a long intense show, I'm dead for the first half hour. Believe me. But okay, it's still very rewarding and still very satisfactory. And let's put it this way, I'm still able to do it. I mean, we lost a lot of brothers and sisters along the way, So and yeah, unfortunately, me and Alwyn and Paul and Husky, we can still do it, and we are still there, and we hope to continue as long as we can.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. It's really, really good to hear it. Martin, I want to ask you. You came back. You came here 9 years back, 9 years ago, and you met a little bit of of Brazilian culture. What do you like most about our culture here?
Well, the hospitality, and also the pride that you all in a way have. But I'm not talking about a negative way of pride, but that you're really proud to be Brazilians and to show visitors of Brazil what your country is all about, what the people are all about. That also that for some, I think you're one of the most I say that outstanding cultures when it comes to for example, in America, you still have the racial issue, in the United States. And I don't know why they still last so long. But for example, in Brazil, that is absolutely not an issue at all. You all have seemed to I think you're the most original culture in that on the world, and country too, where everything is integrated, just the way it's, the way it happened, like completely naturally. And that is, for me, to be in Brazil and to witness that is really, really beautiful and special, And yeah, it comes along with that hospitality, and also the delicious food that you have. And not to forget the best football in the world, maybe. So yeah, these are things that make us Brazil, I reckon.
Okay, man. Martin, it's always a pleasure to be talking to you. It's always good to know that Asphyx is alive and well, and having such a good frontman like you, delivering us this raw and pure energy that you guys deliver. Please send a message to us and invite everyone to be on your concerts. That's your time, man.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, everybody. Thank you very much for the first time when we were there, to everybody that was there and gave us such a fantastic time in Brazil. And let's hope, and for us for sure, that we're going to come back and we're going to rage once more, and hope to see you all there. And thanks for all the fantastic support that we got throughout all the ages. And thank you so much. Muy obrigado, Brazil. Thank you.
Muito obrigado, Martin. Thanks a lot for your time, and I hope I can get you in this tour, okay?
Yeah, thank you very much, Augusto. You have a fantastic day, yeah? And good luck with Flamengo.
Thanks, man. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.